Hello everyone, we are Group 1. Member is Yuki Okita, Riko Kugisaki, Shiori Takeuchi, Kazuma Nagata, Natsuha Fukui. Our title is Let's Eat Tomato, the relationship between tomato and alcohol decomposition. First, introduction. In introduction, the subject, motivation, meaning, and hypothesis are described. Subject is to take food and drink to reduce getting drunk before drinking alcohol as a measure to get drink. Motivation is there are various theory and methods that make it difficult to get drink, but we think about things that are actually effective. Method is there are various theory and methods that make it difficult to get drunk, but we think about things that are actually effective. We conducted a questionnaire survey on alcohol and asked what are you doing to avoid getting drunk. The questionnaire results are shown in graph 1. Based on the result of the questionnaire, we will investigate more effective foods.
Our hypothesis is it is good to eat tomato before drinking alcohol. The reason why we focused on tomato, there was a previous research that shows tomatoes make lower the blood concentration of alcohol, and tomatoes have a function to help accelerate the decomposition of alcohol. Ethanol, which is the main component of alcohol, is decomposed into aldehyde by alcohol dehydrogenase, ADH. After that, acetaldehyde is decomposed into acetate by aldehyde dehydrogenase, ALDH. Tomato help this. In this poster, we will verify the content of previous research. The next section, Kazuma will introduce the effect of tomato. Kazuma, please start.
Thank you, Yuki and Shiori. Hello, everyone. My name is Kazuma Nagata. From now, I would like to talk about the benefits of tomatoes and the changes in the body caused by eating tomatoes. First, please look at this diagram on the left side. In this diagram, the red line shows the time elapsed when you drink tomato juice with alcohol, and the black line is when you drink the same amount of water with alcohol. This figure shows that tomato juice decreases the blood alcohol concentration in the body. Then, what is the function of tomatoes in decreasing blood alcohol concentration? There is an interesting study. Please take a look at this figure on the right side. This figure shows the change in pyruvate concentration after alcohol drinks, and the line labeled TS shows the change in blood pyruvate concentration after taking tomatoes together with drinking alcohol. Compared with the same amount of water intake, pyruvate concentration in the body increases after taking tomatoes. So, it is suggested that the rising in pyruvate concentration in the body may be involved in the decomposition of alcohol. In addition, the water-soluble components of tomatoes contain various free amino acids, and according to Ajinomoto, amino acids may be involved in promoting the decomposition of alcohol. Look at this diagram. This figure shows the change in the amount of exhaled ethanol after alcohol drinks. As you can see from the figure, by taking alanine and glutamine, the concentration of exhaled ethanol is lower than taking placebo. Then, look again at the previous figure. In this figure, AGC represents alanine, glutamic acid, and stearic acid. It can be suggested that the concentration of pyruvate in the body is reduced by taking AGC. In summary, taking tomatoes increases the concentration of pyruvate in the body, and alanine, glutamic acid, and stearic acid, and so on, reduce pyruvate level. In a result, it is expected to accelerate the decomposition of ethanol. In the next section, we'll discuss why elevated pyruvate accelerates the breakdown of alcohol. We would like to talk about the mechanism. So, Natsuha and Ryo, please.
Thank you, Kazuma. In this section, I'd like to talk about the mechanism of increasing pyruvic acid and alcohol metabolism. Please look at Figure 5. This figure shows changes in alcohol metabolism-related enzyme activity in the liver due to water-soluble components of tomato. Comparing the case of administration of water and one of water-soluble components of tomato, it is more active when water-soluble components of tomato is administered. Until now, it was said that tomato has pyruvic acid, but it is not true. In fact, tomato doesn't have pyruvic acid, and the water-soluble component of tomato increases the pyruvic acid. Next, I'd like to talk about the mechanism that tomato promotes the alcohol metabolism. Please look at Figure 6. This figure shows estimated mechanism by water-soluble components of tomato to smooth alcohol metabolism. First, glucose is broken down into pyruvic acid, and the water-soluble component of tomato increases the pyruvic acid. Then LDH in liver becomes active state. Next, coenzyme NAD is supplied. Coenzyme NAD makes the function of enzymes smooth, which metabolize alcohol and acetaldehyde. The enzymes are ADH and ALDH. Therefore, the alcohol metabolism promotes more. In summary, water-soluble components of tomato is effective for increasing pyruvic acid and promoting the alcohol metabolism. The water-soluble component of tomato has a lot of compounds, but it hasn't been investigated what compounds are effective. Then we estimate some effective compounds in tomato. In next section, Ryo will talk about the glycolytic system and some effective compounds.
Thank you, Natsuha. I'm Ryo Kugizaki. I'll talk about what the water-soluble components of tomato are effective. As mentioned in topic 3, it was revealed that water-soluble components of tomato increase pyruvate. Pyruvate is produced from glucose by glycolysis. Therefore, we thought that water-soluble components might promote glycolysis. Glycolysis has 10 steps, and some of them use potassium ion and magnesium ion. As shown in this figure, magnesium ion are required for step 1, 3, 7, 9, and 10. And potassium ions are required for step 10. These ions are essential for glycolysis. Table 1 shows the amount of magnesium and potassium contained in 100 grams of tomato. In particular, the tomato contains a lot of potassium. Also, alcohol is said to reduce potassium. In addition, because there is a relationship between potassium and magnesium, the decrease in potassium ion also affected magnesium ion. When alcohol ingested, magnesium ions and potassium ion are used due to the effect of alcohol decomposition while decreasing potassium ions. Therefore, it needs to supplement potassium and magnesium to increase pyruvate and promote alcohol decomposition. We thought that magnesium and potassium contained in tomato play this role, so we recommend eating tomatoes when drinking alcohol. The last is the conclusion. Please, Yuki and Shiori.
Conclusion. Alanine, glutamine, and citric acid, those are components of tomato, accelerate as a decomponent of alcohol. Furthermore, it was found that ingestion of tomato was more effective in drinking sickness than ingestion of only these ingredients. Furthermore, other water-soluble components were investigated. It was found that contained ingredients such as potassium and magnesium, which are said effective in drinking sickness.
Also, these components, even after heat proceeding, doesn't not change. It can be seen that processed food of tomatoes also decomponent alcohol. Glutamine in tomatoes was found to be richer as the tomatoes ripened. It can be seen that tomatoes are more effective as a food to combat drinkenness than these. This is our references. Thank you for listening.